And welcome to Dragalia Lost, episode 11. Now available in the events, minion challenge powerful dragons and earn big rewards and mentioned bragging rights. Training spoils earned from dragon trials with our actual dragon the treasure trade section in the shop. Sure. I mean, I really need to get like a real fire team set up through Optimizer.
Won't fail now. We've got this one.
I had a feeling.
Blazing circlet. Dragon's power is ready.
It's fair though to use dragon against dragon.
We did it. Nice work, everyone.
Alright, and that's our stamina sink, at least for now. Oh, the light worm. Okay, maybe we're using darkness next. I'm going to assume that's light. Oh yeah, I guess the forest is fire. Well, it'll only get more difficult, so I think it's time for me to teach you more about team building. You and I are both fire attuned, which makes it a perfect match. When we're together, we both become even stronger. Which means certain conditions, special dragon abilities will be unlocked. Some weapon skills can only use if weapon and bearer share the same element. Skills with no element attached can be used by anyone. Yeah, the skills system. Okay, but we want a darkness team.
Seek you a sage's sagacity, dearie?
Oh, and she's a spear user. No, she's not.
The best archer in the...
Creatures also counsel those in distress. But to be honest, I do not excel at that part of the job.
Arias returned to the Halidom. We set out to the Dornth Mountains in order to forge a new dragon pact. Hill is now Mim's advice. If I wanted to find new powers, I need to search for it atop those peaks. That was a home to the Light Worm, one of the 6 great worms of legend. The summit would be long, and it began at the foothill city of Cleefham. Yeah, I guess if you want an area of light that... yeah, if you want to go to an area that's, like, light aspected, but isn't, like, you know, like, the Church of Light atop the world, you know? And just like a really bright mountain would do it. Being like freaking brutal, like lifetime battles on some stupid hill is gonna be the death of me. Of course, as if thirst don't do me in first. Now there, Mim. Are you sure the Lightworm's abode is on top of this mountain? I would never lie to you, darling. And I am something of an authority on dragons and their habitats. Although, speaking of habits, I'm still reading from yours. I view my pact and you immediately chase the next. Such cheek. My first, and when I offered myself to you, I thought I was the star of something special. That I was special. Then you were under the impression that His Highness could only form a pact with one dragon? How unfortunate. You thought this guy was giving up his old bond, and all of a sudden it's a remarriage and more a polygamy thing. Yeah, but I feel like I'm being portrayed in a very bad light here. It's a fine likeness if you ask me. Once you formed a pact with me, I thought your last one would be forgotten, but then I find out you can have a whole harem of dragons just like Alberius. Now return my innocence this instant. I admit that I should have given you more of an explanation, but this wasn't time. Here's the truth. I need to form pacts with as many dragons as I can to stop what's happening in the Empire. I didn't mean to lead you on. Oh yeah, I think we all know what it's like to be telling someone a thing and forget the most important part. Neat story, Luca. Is this really what we should be talking about right now? We need a plan to save Zethia. That's easy. You and I just walk in and give them the old roar. Didn't you try that same plan with the Emperor just a while back? Such cheek indeed. That was before we'd forged our pact. Now that we're sworn to each other, I'm nigh unstoppable. Appreciate your enthusiasm, but there's little evidence we'd fare any better in a rematch, and I'm not going to put you at risk at that. They say chivalry's dead. Never love was true, darling. I agree that the Emperor's a dire threat. Never in my considerable years have I seen a practitioner of art so dark. Or so powerful. In the Church's highest echelons, I doubt there are many able to harness such quantities of mana. Being bested by a human while inside a volcano of all places, I'm a fire dragon. It's humiliating. I know more dragons than most, and I've never heard of such a thing either. His power was almost like... almost crazy. I mean, last I checked, kings are humans. How's the guy got, like, kind of a... Dude, whatever theories to come up with would be mere conjecture. What would be the point? The path forward is clear. We're heading to the Dorinth Mountains. You'll march up to Jupiter and forge your fourth pact, and then we'll be even closer to pounding the crap out of that Empire. True, I'm not in love with any of your courting other dragons, but I'm also not too worried. He's but a boy, after all. Remember's male, then? Yes, and a brat on top of it. You'd be hard-pressed to find a more willful dragon anywhere. Though I'm sure you'll have no trouble setting him straight with a stern talking to. Is that why, Emil is, like, the poster thing from here? Because they're perfect for each other? Chop chop. I'm quite sure your confidence in my powers of persuasion, but Zethia told us to forge as many dragon packs as possible. Once to clear this ridge, we'll be in the Doran's foothills and Clayfam. Let's press on. Yeah, maybe I should have auto-optimized, you know, auto-upgraded my stuff.
Let's get this over with.
We will overcome this.
That seems like a melee skill to me.
Umbrella, give this one a good walloping. Here comes the hocus pocus. I haven't lost my touch yet, dearie.
I'm glad that we're getting like new weapon users every time though. And we'll just level up from that, so. Isn't that a Super Mario? Isn't that a 64 level? No, watch for rolling rocks, I think. Oh, it's whatever those demon things are from 14.
Let's get this over with.
We will overcome this.
Umbral assault.
Yeah, not bad. An opportunity to strike.
Here comes the hocus pocus. I haven't lost my touch yet, dearie.
Then it's whatever.
Oh, we've got a feisty one here. Let's be quick about it.
Ow.
Now, while it's defenseless.
Umbral assault. My dragon's ready. I haven't lost my touch yet, dearie.
So is Emil basically trying to be like evil Yuden? This is my first chance to see both Clayframe and the Dornth Mountains. Lightworm makes his home somewhere on those slopes. But there's no time to take in the scenery, we have to hurry. Yeah, but on an empty stomach? I get we need a hustle here, but if we charge up those mountains without any grub, it's gonna be a one-way trip. We're getting food? Yes, please. If your friends over there may present an obstacle to any dining plans. The men are fed and geared for the climb, Highness. We depart on your word. And depart already, you fools have kept me waiting long enough. Lightworm, and let's be free of this accursed sand trap. Emil? You must be looking for the Lightworm. Ah, I suppose he needs a replacement for the Waterworm. Good luck. What sort of dragon is going to take him seriously? Perhaps that's what the soldiers are for. Regardless, Jupiter won't be amused. What's her plan, darling? We're really happy to melt them all into a big puddle here and now, if you like. I doubt the locals would enjoy mopping up molten soldiers. Besides, I'd rather we didn't fight Emil. He's a monster, but he's still family. You can say our way to clear this up bloodshed, I'd like to do so. I trust the Lightworm will be as moved by your kindness as I. Oh, we better hurry on up there if we want to find out. Yeah, if we beat Emil to the top and forge a pact with Lightworm, there'll be nothing left to fight over. Sounds like we have a plan, onward and upward. More climbing is a lot rougher on big guys like me, you know. When you say the top, surely you're not referring to the summit of that, are you? The dramatic shot of the mountain now? I guess not. There's a... Is that a cattle bop? Or whatever the thing's called? No, it isn't.
got a feisty one here. Let's be quick about it. Ha, ha. 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 Yeah.
Fighting revenge.
Ha. Ho.
Ow. I mean, that's what I get, I guess.
But I do feel young again. It's like you took 6 years away. I haven't lost my touch yet, dearie. Let's get this over with.
I will do my part as ever.
Okay, it reflects spells.
Umbral assault.
Oh no, it's just guarding.
Yeah, ha, yeah.
Fighting revenge.
Oh, but I do feel young again.
Hey, you could say I broke him, alright.
I haven't lost my touch yet, dearie. Let's get this over with.
I will do my part as ever. Now, while it's defenseless. Fighting revenge.
I haven't lost my touch yet, dearie.
I'm losing my mind. I can smell a dragon's presence nearby. It's close, quite close. But Jupiter would never come this far down the mountain, and I'm certain it isn't any of your dragons, darling. You getting a dragon, Mim? An exceptionally cute and talented one? Oh, it's been reminiscent of my own mana, not you, silly, over here. Please don't try to trick me into craning my neck about wildly like a maniac. Without telling tales about this imaginary dragon friend before I get cross. I'm not imaginary. I'm right here in all my dragony glory. Don't you know that fairies are distant kin to the dragons, so if you smell dragon, that's me you're sniffing, sister. You a dragon? You? Good heavens, you may be right. I mean, it's tiny and feeble and scarcely detectable. There is mana in you. Well, there's a simple test to solve this once and for all. Truly a dragon, you will have a tail. Hold still while I get to the bottom of this. You know, beeswax, dragon lady. Have some freaking dignity, Mim. Sheesh. You give someone wings, fiber, and a few tons of muscle, and they think they're better than everybody. I mean, try telling a dragon that you're family when you're all tiny and weak like poor old me. Kicked me out, like literally punted me face first in the castle garden. I'd still be there now watering the lawn with my tears as if he hadn't found me. She wiped the tears and gunk and worms from my face and gave me nectar to drink. When I told her my story, she said I was every bit a dragon and that my kind were a treasure to the entire world. Very quaint. Plenty of humans worship dragons, but buttering up a fairy is rather abnormal. I think it is abnormal. She's nice, and the alien aspects, thank you very much. Not teaching the goddess say to treat all dragons with respect. I was hurt and alone, and she was my friend when I really needed one. The sweet dragon, and my darling is her twin. So if I were to succumb to a grievous wound, he would race to my side and do all in his power to save me. Thank you for that little tidbit, Not. That'll come in handy right now. I've fallen on this steep pass, and I've skinned my knee and arms and now earlobes. Feel faint, darling. Help me. Heck, Mim, are you okay? Hold still. This is all too easy. Now come and take me in your arms. Leah, she needs healing. You take care of that while I make sure no one else is hurt. What? Squeaky little fairy sold me a bill of goods. Exactly, you injured, Mim? In my heart, Cleo. I'm injured in my stupid heart. Find me some medicine for that. Might this work? They're an old pair of Yuden's gloves. Oh, they still have a smell. So relaxing. I treated the symptom, but I fear I've made the underlying condition worse. I feel the corruption of the anime. Like, oh, this is kind of funny. Like, oh no. I'm one step into hell and it's too late. Anyway, so I'm Josie, you know what to do. See ya.